morning. This is the first time that we've done this, and we're very happy to do this. We've had two fairs in actuality at Cuesta College here in the last 2 years, in 2018 and 2019. They were extremely successful. So this year we decided to go ahead and try this virtually and to see how things go. It's an experiment, but we hope it's an experiment that's going to be beneficial to all of you who will be attending today. We have some very interesting employers that will be here that kind of cut across the segment, the business world, I should say. We have RG Next, which is a company that is well known in the technical world as far as the Air Force is concerned, and satellites, all of those kinds of things. That they'll be here soon. Chesapeake Group, which is another group that is very interesting from the East Coast. They attended last year. They're in the financial aspect. We also have Cal Poly, Cal Fire. We have Chumash Casino and Resort. Arne Hunter will be joining us later from Rantec, which is in Los Osos over here, and they are a components company. So we have a pretty good selection for you this morning too, including the hotel industry and those kinds of things from Embassy Suites in Windsor. They'll be here as well with Lauren Eisenheimer. But we have the chat function, and if you have questions and answers and those kinds of things, please go ahead and put, if you have a question in chat, give it to us, and we'll go ahead and do our best to get that answered by the presenter. And I think it's going to be interesting. The hiring right now is real. These companies are looking for people with the qualifications, of course, but they are looking for veterans. They are looking for people who want to get to work. They are looking for people who want to go ahead and fill in a valuable position with them. I've worked with most of these companies for the last 6 or 7 years. They're very successful, very steady. Their cultures are very good. They're not what I would call a button-down type of culture as far as their working environments are concerned. So I think that if you're interested in any of these companies, I would make every effort to go ahead and apply if you find a position that you think will be interesting and appropriate for you. As far as hiring is concerned and those kinds of things in SLO County right now, SLO County is hiring. The COVID aspect, is always kicked in, but as far as the actual hiring is concerned, companies are hiring. They're hiring not only for teleworking, which is at home, but there are a lot of positions which require you to be actually physically present in the plant or in the office and that kind of thing. So I'm sure they'll explain all of that to you. But on behalf of the collaborative, I'm very happy that you're here this morning, and please go ahead and listen and take notes if you want. If you want to go ahead and do that as well, and as I said, use the chat function, please feel free to do so. The collaborative, and just in case you want a little background on the collaborative, we incorporated about 4.5 years ago in an effort to go ahead and centralize services here in San Luis Obispo County. And I think we've been relatively successful at that. We have somewhere in the neighborhood of 190 or 195 registered service providers. And I think that we've succeeded in at least going ahead and making the veterans movement here in San Luis Obispo County more visible. But at the same time, we wanted to go ahead and be a clearinghouse as far as veteran services are concerned, and working with the Vet Center and the County Veteran Service Office and SSVF and a number of organizations here in San Luis Obispo County that serve veterans. So that was the purpose of the collaborative. We're entirely voluntary. We have a small board of 8 or 9. We have weekly meetings. We also have monthly meetings as far as the collaborative, the second Tuesday of every month, virtually now from 10 a.m. on Zoom, 10 a.m. to noon. And you're more than welcome, any of you, to go ahead and join us on those presentations and punch in and listen to see what's going on in the veterans world, not only in SLO County, but Santa Barbara, Monterey, and other areas as far as veteran services are concerned. For instance, our next collaborative meeting will be the 17th of November, and we'll be featuring Mr. Dillard, Dr. Dillard from the VA in Washington, D.C., who is the Minority Affairs Director for the Veterans Administration. And it's a very timely presentation. It's a presentation that I think will generate a lot of interest and hopefully answer a lot of questions. Also, where the VA is going and as far as minority affairs and those kinds of things. So if you'd like to join us, just put it in the chat, give us your email, and we'd be more than happy to have you join us. But the collaborative itself is comprised of some wonderful organizations that do true outreach. We have Veterans Outreach, which is hosted by Gabriel Ganados. He's one of our board members. They are very much an outdoor group. They do outdoor activities. They get out. They do things. Very active group, and it's very good mentally as far as veterans are concerned. Just to go ahead and empty your mind and those kinds of things. AmpSurf, Jim Stitt is our vice president, and Jim is a principal with AmpSurf. At meet in Morro Bay and various beaches around San Luis Obispo County, and it's surfing oriented, and again, it's a nice activity for veterans who are specific of PTSD or anything along those lines, who want to go ahead and just, as I say, empty the mind a little bit and get out there and do it. So we have some wonderful organizations that are members of the collaborative. As far as I'm concerned, as far as the collaborative is concerned, we've got a real mission ahead of us, and the mission ahead of us is not only to promote veteran services, but also to make certain that the collaborative is in line with veteran services. And that's why this is important, and that's why the meetings that we have are important, because we want to make certain that if there are issues out there that we don't know about, we want to know about them. So on your chat, if you want to go ahead and just make a comment saying, what about this or what about that, and make it to the collaborative as well, that's fine, and we'll take note of that as well. So we want to make certain that we're relevant, that we're providing the services that are needed, making the referrals to service providers. So if you want to go ahead and do something along those lines, I would urge you to do that, because it's a good chance for you.